All right, we are live. It's the Spin and Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, December 4th, UFC 310 edition. Big card this weekend. We interviewed Ian Machado Garry this week, yesterday actually, so check that out. Of course, he's on this card. Big fill-in fight for him. But first, let's tell everyone about Game Time, one of our favorite sponsors, of course, the official ticketing sponsor of Barstool Sports. Whether we're getting out to a concert, a football game, a comedy show, whatever it is, a fight, we're always using Game Time. They make it so easy to purchase great tickets. They filter out the fluff, show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Let's pull up Game Time right now. Let's see what you can get into UFC 310 this weekend for. I'm going to guess $500 gets you in the building for UFC 310.
Yeah, I think so.
How about this? $95 gets you.
Wow. Wow.
Boom. Game Time. They bring the boom. Choose your chosen event. Pull up the GT picks setting at the top of the screen. Browse the best local Game Time picks near you. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BACKFIST for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time.
What's up, boys? Good
Not much.
You yesterday.
Yep.
Got that up. Was trying to think of, obviously the UFC Macau card happened.
Yep.
One of the, I think probably the biggest meme in the history of our show happened.
Without question.
I think it's without question.
Yeah.
And the other girl wasn't good, but she was legit on her way to a 30-27 easiest victory of all time. And she went out on a stretch. We haven't seen, I don't think in the history of our show we've even seen that.
No, haven't.
Years. It's been years since the stretcher had to come into.
I'm glad she was okay, but and then cutting to the woman, I forget her name already.
Is it Shi Ming?
Shi Ming. She was just saying there like
yeah,
she was a doctor.
She's a doctor. Parents don't know she's a fighter.
Doctor, parents don't know she fights.
Yeah.
Landed one of the most vicious knockouts we've ever seen.
And I guess
while she was getting dominated.
It's like you could make a movie based on her life already.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like already, that's a movie.
They were saying that on ByteDance, the version of TikTok in China, she's like a superstar already.
Doesn't shock me. Her parents have to know at this point, right?
No, I think they live on the countryside in China. Because the way that Laura Sanko was discussing, she said, should we bring it up on the broadcast? And Shi Ming said, no, don't worry about it. They will not know. They will never know.
That's crazy.
That makes me think they live like without a
be like,
they probably
hey, is this your daughter?
Aren't on social media whatsoever.
I mean, they got to find out at some point.
And PFL happened.
School of Rock. PFL happened, the World Championship.
Dakota is unbelievable.
Dakota is outrageous. She's the real deal.
The way she beat Talia Santos makes me believe she could beat anyone right now.
Vicious body shots.
I mean, it's almost like, how could you see that performance? Like, she basically did what she did to every single can on the way. And that's what she kind of said that. Like, she was like everyone who's, oh, you beat cans, you beat cans. She beat Talia Santos in the same fashion she beat basically everyone else.
And she's young. How old is she? Like
25, 26, 26, 25,
26,
26. Yeah. I think 26 maybe.
I mean, obviously, who knows? I don't know what her contract is with the PFL.
Another year. She said she'll be with PFL like this in 2025. She'll be with PFL. She doesn't know if she's going to do the season format yet or not. I almost feel like she should because it's an easy million for her.
You're probably right.
That's the only part of me that's like she should do it. If it wasn't for that, I would say no.
Brendan Lockdane should probably not do the season format next year. I saw people tweeting he's had I think the number is 13 fights in 36 months or something. It's a lot.
Crazy, yeah.
He's one of the toughest guys.
Oh my god.
I think he was on a torn ACL or there was something wrong with his back leg. I'll be honest, if that was a fight to the death, Brendan Lockdane was winning.
Yeah,
he might have.
Obviously,
I got knocked out, right?
Kursiev is he's pretty good. I didn't even realize his brother's baby Habib, not baby Habib. He's like the
bear, whatever.
The bear, yeah, but he looks like Habib.
Yeah.
Team, but yeah, the card was pretty good though, I would say. I mean, it was a little weird because it was Black Friday.
So early.
Obviously, they wanted to do it in Saudi because it makes sense. Big investments.
Yeah.
but it didn't feel like it had the same pop, even when there was less stars before on PFL cards. The one we went to even felt bigger. Running the social media accounts even last year, which was that bizarre card that took like 30 hours.
Yeah.
But it was like a big deal when the winners won. But yeah, no, there were some really good fights, really good finishes. Musayev is,
yeah, he's the real deal. He's someone who you would like to see him in the UFC, just like drop him in that top 15 and just see if he swims. Yeah, because I think he could swim with a lot of those guys.
Umalatov is good too.
Yeah, I think he's good. Musayev that was dominant enough of just a run in the season.
Yeah,
that you'd like to see him just like.
Even a Logan Storley would win fights in the UFC.
Yeah, I think so. Fights. Musayev is the kind of guy that I think you put him in and basically like, if he was to sign the UFC like tomorrow, I think you'd have to give him like either top 15 or like someone basically right outside of it.
Oh, 100%.
You have to. I think he was good enough that you have to do that.
And he comes from either KSW or M2 or M1. That is high, very high class. He's fought really great competition over there. He may be on a little something, but like
no more USADA.
No more USADA. Like, I don't know what to say. He's not the only one on it. He looks. I remember watching him against Logan Storley in his first fight. He was like a plus 180 dog, and I remember watching and thinking, this is the greatest fight I've ever seen. Now, obviously, Logan Storley's not the best competition, but still pretty good. I mean, he's fought in multiple Bellator championship fights. Guess Musayev could be a guy that could face what's his name? Who Logan Storley lost to not Nemkov.
Who just beat Jason Jackson?
What's his name? He fights at ATT.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now. Kurmagomedov.
No.
The guy that just beat Jason Jackson.
Guy. Maybe is that who it is?
It's the only guy that beat Jason.
It's not like his what's his name? I think is going to the UFC. The guy that Jason Jackson. Why am I'm trying to blank on his name? Ends with a V as well. That Jason Jackson knocked out. Asimov. Yes.
Yeah. Asimov.
They're saying he might go to he wants to go to the UFC.
So if he doesn't go to the UFC, I think Asimov would be a great fight against.
Great fight. I would love to see that.
Because I think Asimov and Storley fought. Asimov beat him like
it was like
Jason Jackson beat Asimov.
Yeah, he knocked him out.
That was in Chicago.
And he was like 20. He was undefeated before that in his career.
And he fought, I think, for Ukraine in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been back. There's that great clip of him going into like a house and finding his Bellator belt.
Yep.
No, phenomenal stuff. PFL's in an interesting spot. We'll see what happens. Some of the fighters have been mad.
The Bellator fighters.
Yeah.
Patricio,
right?
I mean,
Patchy Mix.
It would be great if they just
Johnny Eblin. He's even kind of saying, "Hey, like, I want to fight. Like, let's go," kind of thing.
It'd be great if they just kind of like, "Oh, you can just go," and then they go to the UFC. But I mean, I get it. They're under contract.
They got to figure it out. Yeah. Tell you what, you don't have to figure out is what you're drinking this weekend, because we figured it out for you. It's New Amsterdam Vodka. New Amsterdam is the absolute best vodka in the world. It's the official vodka of Barstool Sports, the official vodka of the UFC, and in our opinion, the official vodka of winning. Ev calls it the best bang for your buck. Drank it all throughout college, correct?
Absolutely. All through college.
It is
best bang for your buck.
It is the champion. The champion vodka. You match it up against any other vodka, it's a TKO for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view fight at your favorite bar or hanging out at home listening to us talk about it, celebrate your wins with insanely smooth New Amsterdam vodka. Pink Whitney for hockey season. They've got all different products. You get the little Pink Whitney bucket. You get the big New Amsterdam bottle.
Little shooters. There's always New Amsterdam shooters out there.
I like New Amsterdam and a little ginger ale. That's my version of Pink Whitney.
Nice.
The tan.
I
don't know.
Speaking of your versions of things, your mother's version of a Thanksgiving pie.
Oh yeah, the leftover pie.
And then some. Who liked it? Who liked the story?
Oh, John Anik's brother.
I know. I thought somebody else did.
Rampage.
Oh, Rampage. Yeah, that was John Anik's brother talked about it on his podcast.
That's cool though.
Which was cool.
John Anik's brother's awesome.
But yeah, when I put up my mom's Thanksgiving pie, Rampage Jackson liked the story at like 2 a.m. Like I woke up to it and I was just like, hell yeah, Rampage approves.
That's awesome. Rampage's podcast has been new on the scene, right? The
A
one
lot
with
of a lot of clips come from it. I see
Yeah.
a lot of clips.
the
He's-
one with
he's just a funny guy.
it's funny. It's like just a podcast for that like jewelry brand.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the name of the podcast is
They got a couple of them.
it's just like chains.
Oh wow. I like Rampage. I think he's super funny.
Rampage is great.
One of my first favorite fighters too. I mean, the whole like camo shorts coming out with the giant chain, like he had a persona. He was almost like a pro wrestler. I mean, he did a powerbomb in Pride, famously.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of pro wrestling, did we discuss? No, I don't think we did. AJ and Big Justin brought the boom.
They did bring the boom.
It's gotta TKO's gotta sign him.
I mean, I said in my blog, MJF was talking about being the big bidding war of 2024. I think the bidding war of 2024 is going to be the Costco guys.
Yeah, good for them.
What if like the Rizzler signed to WWE and they stayed in AEW?
If the Rizzlers, I was really hoping the Rizzler turned heel throughout the. Now I get why they got
to build to that, you know.
Or it's like a Rey Mysterio.
5 appearances in, the Rizzler turns heel, breaks everyone's hearts.
Yeah, and he turns and he goes with MJF, like MJF.
Yeah.
Like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And then
It'd be
it's
amazing.
But yeah, no, TKO. How big is this
I think
upcoming
given-
NBC night, Saturday night? When is it?
I think it's gonna be huge. It's next. It's Saturday or next Saturday.
There's a
December
title
14th.
fight on it, right? The world, like the
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes
Yeah.
against KO.
Yeah, I
Your
think I'm gonna
boy?
go because it's on Long Island
Yeah, it's
In Nassau.
UBS. I heard
or UBS or Nassau.
same thing.
I think no, Nassau
Oh.
Coliseum's different.
Nassau Coliseum still exists.
I think so.
I thought they tore it down.
They tore it down and put up a new one.
Oh,
How crazy is that?
A new not UBS.
Yeah, Nassau Coliseum exists.
wow. I don't know ball.
Hmm.
Thank you for correcting.
Very strange. Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, not UBS Arena. Weird. Long Island gets 2 arenas.
Yeah, I thought
They're very close
I
to
thought
each
they were
other, too.
tearing down the arena because they didn't want to redo it to make one for the Islanders and whatever.
What-
They got to come back to UBS Long Island
Yeah, they do.
for and also so
All right, let's get into the card because we got a half an hour to break down 14 fights. We start the card with Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Lucas Brzeski. Brzeski plus 410 and Nzechukwu minus 550. Seems like an easy one to call. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nzechukwu wins. I wouldn't bet it because heavyweights, you kind of just don't know. He's moving up in weight.
Yeah.
I think he
Is this
wins.
his first fight? In heavyweight?
second he fought.
Oh, that's
Chris
right.
Barnett.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right. But Barnett's kind of like, that's right. You're right.
You remember Barnett like messed up the back of his leg or his leg, but also he was.
It was a weird fight. Like that's why I almost didn't feel like Kennedy was. Yeah, he kind of got hurt. I think he wins. I think Brzeski's just bad, but I don't think.
It's a big price to lay on Nzechukwu, who has let us down a lot as a big favorite.
Yeah, that's why I'm just kind of like, I'll pick him to win, but I definitely wouldn't bet him or anything.
We'll look back on Nzechukwu and be like, man, this guy's fought in the UFC like 17
years.
times, and it's just been like he always is like he's pretty good, but he's just not.
But he's like had some good wins.
Yes.
there too,
Yeah.
but he's had some like bad losses. As
Like what he
well.
did to Devin Clark, I thought was like really impressive.
Shout out Mitt Romney in the chat. Great clips, this guy.
Yeah. No, we posted it.
Really appreciate that.
The one that he posted with Cutman Tate was awesome.
Great.
It did really well.
Yeah.
Cutman Tate really appreciated it. He was like, "Thank you guys." I was like, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Cutman Tate's the man.
He's the man.
The best.
We've been just talking ball in the Instagram DMs.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
great. He's great.
Big Texas fan.
Yeah, that's right. Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. Talk about heavy odds. Chase Hooper minus 1,100 against Clay Guida, plus 700. Obviously, you're not going to lay that. I love Chase Hooper. I'm a Chase Hooper fan. I'm a Chase Hooper friend, I would say. It almost makes me want to put like a little bit on Clay Guida, plus 700. I don't think he's got it anymore. I think this is an easy win for
I
Chase
think
Hooper,
that-
but
I think the under may be a good play, but I don't know. It's like Guida's tough. Like Guida doesn't give up.
super tough.
But Chase, you want to talk about a career that has gone from he was the golden boy to this guy is the worst striker in the UFC to, oh my God, he's actually like kind of not a prospect. I would actually say, yeah, he's a prospect again.
I mean, he
Yeah.
dropped Borshev, who's this like great kickboxer. I think we're like kind of basically watching him become like a man.
Yeah, we watched him
like
become.
we watch him as like this young kid, and we're starting to see him like he moved up in weight, like and you're seeing him like he's like, what is he, mid-20s now?
Yeah,
like you're seeing it kind of put on that like grown man weight and strength, and yeah, I think we're seeing it kind of come into our own before our eyes.
he's always been
I think
tough.
he wins like pretty easily here.
Yeah.
Not like lay 11, but I think under's a better, like I think he gets a finish is basically what I'm saying. I think he wins and gets him out of there.
Then Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffin. Basically a pick 'em this fight.
Yeah, coin flip.
Surprises me a little bit. Like Max Griffin isn't great, but Michael Chiesa's got one foot out the door already. I think he's like,
I like Chiesa.
Yeah, I kind of do too. It's like very tough to, because like he just hasn't fought, like he obviously beat Tony, and you kind of don't know how to really like feel about
like, how
that.
do you even judge that?
And then like I'm pretty sure his fight before was the getting submitted by Kevin Holland, right?
Yeah,
which was like not great. Yeah, he looked so stiff out there in
Yeah.
that fight. I kind of like him too, just because Max Griffin's also very old.
Yes.
he is. Yeah,
He's old as shit too.
he doesn't feel as old. He doesn't feel as fight old.
Yeah, that's probably fair. He's looked probably fresher more recently. But yeah, I kind of like Chiesa just on like level of competition and some of those kind of things.
He has had so many fucking UFC fights, though. I say he doesn't.
It's
feel
I
fight
just
old.
struggle. My only worry with
He's had
Chiesa
so
is
many.
my worry with Chiesa here is like if he can't get takedowns and stuff, if he can't like work like the submissions, I kind of don't know like how he just looks so stiff against Holland and others. And I think Holland's much more like fast and athletic than Max Griffin is, especially at this stage. But I just wonder kind of what it looks like if it has to be like a 3-round like standing fight.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how that. I feel like that goes poorly for Chiesa.
I think Chiesa's like he's just a durable guy. Like
I guess also to your point too, like he doesn't
like Chiesa's
like when he
issue
loses, it's he I feel like he gets like choked out.
Yes, but
and Max Griffin's like not going to do that.
that's what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
I said he feels more fight old. Chiesa does, but Max Griffin's got 30 fights. The Chiesa's 24. Chiesa obviously has been in the UFC longer, but that's kind of crazy to look at those stats. Cody Durden versus Joshua Van. This should be a good fight. I think this is going to be a scrap.
Really good.
Cody Durden plus 130, Joshua Van minus 155. I do lean Van in this fight, but nothing would shock me here. I mean,
I'm so torn because like I like Van a lot as a prospect. I feel like they've kind of the matchmaking with him has been like interesting. Like I think it's a great fight. He's just young. And I feel like Durden, I want to bet Durden plus money because I feel like he's going to win like minutes here. I'm just worried about him getting clipped because I think Van's more than capable of doing that. And I mean, even with Durden, we saw like Bruno Silva do that like recently where like Durden was looking good and then he just got caught. I think I'm going to bet Durden, but I'm hesitant because I think I like watching.
I think Durden's really going to push Josh's grappling cardio to an extent that may really make this look like a 50-50 fight, even more so, 55-45 in Cody's favor. So I think I'll be on Cody. There is kind of like, okay, it's Josh Van, so like Josh Van round 2, round 3, but I think Durden's a tough guy, but you are right, he could get clipped. I'll be on Durden.
Let me remind everybody we're making these bets on DraftKings, the best in the business, the best sports book out there. We're still here. We're behind the DraftKings ad. At the end of the year, end it with a bang. Advances, strikes, takedowns. UFC 310 is live from Vegas. Jump in on all of the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. It's a stacked card, so make sure you have more than one fighter saying Viva Las Vegas. It's easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a fighter to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your fighter, and place your first bet. It's that simple. And speaking of stacked, if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's UFC 310 in Vegas. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins, when you bet just $5, only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Another thing I was thinking about with Van is his cardio has really reigned supreme against some guys. Durden's cardio is just kind of up there too. So I think it's kind of like a wash there. And then also we haven't seen Van against a really, really good wrestler. I guess Charles Johnson, right? But
that stayed all on the feet.
All on the feet, yeah. Which is, but yeah, so I like Durden. I like Durden a lot.
The next fight,
really good fight.
Oh, so next fight is Weidman versus Anders. So we broke this down going into the MSG card. Obviously, it gets canceled there due to an issue on Anders' part. Have your opinions changed? You guys were both on Weidman.
Kind of like why it's so crazy to like Weidman more in New York City than in Vegas. It kind of felt like the story.
I kind of felt like the opposite because he hasn't had the best luck.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
But he had the big performance in AC though.
Yes, he did.
He had the big performance in AC, and now it's
not
like
New York, but
Anders also had an issue that forced him out of the fight. Now I'm thinking,
I'm sticking on the Weidman side. I still like Weidman.
I'm flipping to Weidman. I was on Anders last time. I'm flipping to Weidman.
Yeah, I like Weidman. I'll be picking Weidman. I'll probably bet Weidman.
That's basically a pick. Weidman's -115, Anders -105. Randy Brown versus Brian Battle. Good fight here.
This is a fight that I think has an argument to be on the main card.
Yeah.
Like this is a banger.
Randy Brown +185, Brian Battle -225. Would you lay that on Brian Battle?
Brian Battle's getting a lot of respect.
Yeah.
A lot of respect. I'm the Battle guy. I think Battle's gonna win. I just think he's a dog. Like I think he'll just find a way. Literally the only loss he's had in the UFC was Renat just like literally just laying on him like a like a hot blanket for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Randy Brown's not gonna do that. They're kind of like similar because they're both like longer guys, taller guys. Randy Brown probably a hair longer and taller. I'm going with Battle though. I think Battle's gonna find a way to win.
I think Battle's gonna win this one too.
But I think it's close. Like it's tough. I think it's tough to lay. Like I'm surprised the line's as wide as it is.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a hair little closer. I thought it'd be more like Battle, maybe minus like 180, not minus like 225, 230.
Yeah, it's getting a little away from. I wish I bet Battle earlier. It's getting a little away from me, but it's a fascinating. I think Battle can use his grappling too, because. Yeah, but Brown's on the feet, but Brown finds ways to lose. But you're right. This kind of like, I wish he was still in that -180 range, but it's not. So I may end up passing. Great fight though. I can't wait to watch.
Awesome fight. Like I said, Battle. I do think Battle wins. I think he's just a dog, man. And he's someone who like second, third round just becomes like that second round. He just like comes after you.
Yeah. And then the next fight. Great matchup potential, maybe to not be the most exciting fight. I don't know. Aljamain Sterling versus Evloev. Sterling +220. I was a little surprised to see him up that high. Evloev -270. I think I would bet on Sterling in this fight. I don't have like ultra confidence that he's gonna win this fight, but I think he's the smart bet.
I kind of want to take a shot on Sterling too.
Yeah.
Because he was always a big 135er. I think as a 145er, like he's not small.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he looks
huge at 135.
Yeah, like he fits the weight class. Like I don't worry about that as much. Even though I think Evloev is a big 145er though. Like I think he's bigger. But yeah, I kind of like I would be really surprised if he was able to just just hold Aljamain down. Like I feel like the grappling is gonna be pretty even, like back and forth. So the kind of the striking. I probably still even like lean Evloev in that, but I just think it's a wide line. Like I don't know. I just think +225 for Sterling is like worth a shot.
Me too. Like
it's weird because there's part of me that was like, if you had like a gun to my head and said like you have like pick the fight, like just the winner, it'd be hard not to say Evloev. But I think the line's just too big. Like I think Sterling getting over 2-1 is worth a stab.
Also, Sterling looked good against Cater in his first fight, but he relied a lot on the grappling. Can he get that going against Evloev? I wouldn't be shocked. He has to use that wrestling. It's American wrestling against that Russian Dagestani wrestling. Evloev isn't Dagestani, but
don't call him Dagestani handcuffs.
Yeah, don't call him. But Sterling's just, I mean, his experience alone. Mm-hmm. I know, like Evloev's toughest fight has been who?
Arnold Allen
and Diego Lopez. And that was
the fight I point to that makes me think he could win this fight is honestly the Ige fight, if you remember. Like he outstruck Ige, which that like really I remember watching that back like and being like impressed with Evloev, like being like, oh, like he was able to kind of win this like on the feet. That's the part where I think like, oh, like maybe Aljamain will have a tough time. But I also think maybe Aljamain can get some grappling going. Like maybe he can. Like I don't think it's like out of the realm of possibility.
Also,
I think it's more likely it's like a checker on a checker thing, and it stays on the feet. That's what makes me like maybe Evloev might have an edge.
I do want to
like size and power.
I do want to see them next to each other. Not to say Sterling's small for 145, but I want to see them next to each other. Sterling's grappling is phenomenal. Obviously, I mean, even though I feel like Jan won that second fight, even what he did there was very impressive. Looking at what Jan's done against phenomenal grapplers, even against fucking Merab killed him more on the feet than anything. So that really goes to show Sterling but is it one of those, oh, it was a good bet, but it's going to end up losing? That's 29, 28. And it's like, like Sterling's plus 228, take it again. But how many times does the fight really play out that way?
Yeah.
But if it's 28-28 going into the, or 19-19 going into the third round, you probably want Sterling.
Yeah. You got a string on. This has been driving.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
String. Looking at it the whole episode.
Especially a white string.
A white string on a black. Tough. It was distracting.
Tough.
The next fight, Vicente Luque versus Themba Gorimbo. Gorimbo minus 155, Luque plus 130. I think I'm going Luque.
You have to.
Right?
Yeah.
You gotta go Luque here.
It's so tough because like Luque's last fight, that Buckley fight.
Yeah.
It felt like he just gave up. Like I don't know what I don't know what happened. It's very concerning because since post that Jeff Neal like vicious, like where he had the brain bleeding and stuff knockout, he's looked bad.
Yeah,
like he just has. Like the only fight he really won was the RDA fight where RDA is up at 170. He kind of just grappled him, used the like big size advantage. Man, but it's such like a levels fight though, just based on like the level of competition and all that.
Yeah,
like Gorimbo's fought really no one. I mean,
nobody
he beat Nico Price.
That's his best
like
win.
Old as shit.
Is that his best win? Would you say? Probably is.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, you gotta go. You got to just out of respect.
Yeah, I think Luque plus money almost like has to be the play, but I don't
know. Like
I have such a like gut feeling that Gorimbo's gonna just get like a meme finish. I really do. I just like in my like I can't help the feeling that that's gonna happen.
And
because the way they're like hyping up Gorimbo, like it feels like this is like the perfect, like you get like a win over like a name, but he's like an old guy who like has not looked good.
Gorimbo has 430,000 followers on Instagram. He's
wow.
He's UFC wants him to win.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is a good matchup where it's like you get a guy who was like very close to fighting for a belt at one point, really close, was top 5 at one point, and is now on a skid. Like he was gonna fight Nick Diaz.
It's just like
now he's fighting Gorimbo. Like you're fighting a younger, like just hungrier guy.
How am I
not an old guy fight?
But like Vicente Luque's plus money against the guy who lost to AJ Fletcher.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you. Like it's like you have to. I think I'm gonna bet Luque probably, but I just have this feeling in my gut and in my soul.
No, I get it.
That, we're gonna look up in like round 3, like somehow Gorimbo's gonna just. Like either he landed something or like randomly on the feet, like almost by accident, or he like all of a sudden just like finds Luque in like a choke out of nowhere. But Luque's great. Like his jiu-jitsu is great. So
Rand says we missed the Nzechukwu versus Brzeski fight. We didn't. We started with that one.
It took 5 seconds.
Yeah, we just did that one fast. Then we move on to Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith. Interesting matchup, like at this point in their careers that like this is what their careers have led each other to. Dominic Reyes minus 355, Anthony Smith plus 280. Is Dominic Reyes back?
I think he's back.
You think he's back?
I think he's back. I think we get another knockout from him.
Yeah.
And I think we get a big knockout here. He's coming off back. I think especially in a fighter, the spot that he was in, he needed to see a one go in.
Yeah.
He was in a tough spot. Like he just got caught a few times in a row. the span one was really when I was like, oh my God, like he might just be like,
I know.
like he might just be done. So the chin is always going to be a concern, I think, at this point. But I think Smith is like
Smith ain't bonking.
The advantages that Reyes will have, just speed and power here, I think is big. Like,
yeah.
really big.
He's not like,
and
what he did
to Jacoby, I do think was impressive, and I think he can do so. Like Smith's longer than Jacoby is. I'm pretty sure he's got those long ass arms and more experience. But I think Reyes finds a knockout here. I mean, he looked bad against Delidze.
If he does Anthony Smith retire? I know Anthony Smith is
probably not.
That. Yeah,
but I think Reyes finds a knockout.
You on Reyes as well?
Yeah, I was trying to look up his length. Pause. But no. This fight is like I was looking at the odds on DraftKings. Of course, shout out to DraftKings. Minus 355, as we said. KO's minus 125. Maybe the under 1.5, but I could see this kind of going.
We've seen Anthony Smith weather the storm before. That's like the only.
Yeah.
But Dominic Reyes is a hard storm.
He is
to weather because he throws bombs and he goes for it. Because he knocked Jacoby out in first round, right?
Yeah, it was fat, like really fast.
I think it's
in the first like 2 minutes.
I'm looking at that under 1.5, and I'm just.
I don't hate it.
The only thing is,
what was the line on the other 1.5? Is it
plus 124?
I like that. Because I don't like. I think it's
plus 130. Sorry,
I think it's highly more likely that Reyes is on the good side of the knockout, but like it's not the craziest thing in the world.
Also,
Smith like just lands something on the chin, and all of a sudden he's on chicken dance and boom, boom,
or lands something on the chin, doesn't knock him out, but has him on the ground. We know Anthony Smith can submit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like like a little bonking sub. I think I like that look. The under 1.5.
And old gloves, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yes.
And then the main card kicks off with Nate the Train.
Oh, this is
what a special
Landwehr versus Duho Choi.
This is a fight.
Plus 114 for Choi, minus 135 for Nate the Train. I gotta ride with Nate the Train here. Just out of pure passion, like I want to be on the winning side of a Nate the Train.
Under 2.5's minus 140. What? That should be minus 1,000.
Yeah. This is like a Nate. I think this is the classic Nate Landwehr. Like whip my ass and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like he'll get in trouble here early, and then he'll just come on.
Call an ambulance. This is not for me.
Yeah, this is. That's the Nate the Train experience.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Like Onama will almost murder him.
Yep.
And then he'll kill Onama. And then that fight was crazy. He was literally letting Onama up.
Yeah.
Like on purpose. And then like got hurt again after.
Yeah.
But no, this is. I mean, even
remember he did like, "Are you not entertained?" Onama was like,
and then Onama almost knocked him out. And after that, he literally let him up. He would have him full mount and then be pounding on him and then just get like stand up. Nate Landwehr is a madman. One of the best promo cutters in the UFC. I would argue maybe the best, truly. I'm a Nate the Train guy till I die. He'll have a unit from me, like maybe for life. Almost no matter who he fights.
I'm gonna take the under 2.5.
It's just dangerous. It's one of those because like, could he get caught enough where it's like he just dies? It's still. I mean, the fact Herbert Burns knocked. I can't believe Herbert Burns is a knockout.
It's one of the biggest memes ever.
Like it landed a knee out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally outside of that, really, knees are the only thing that can knock him out.
Yeah,
I think didn't Juicy J do the same thing? He had Juicy J like hurt kind of bad, and then like Juicy J just like landed a knee out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of meme fights, Bryce Mitchell versus Gracie. Bryce Mitchell minus 800.
I just want what are the odds? Bryce Mitchell wins, and then says something about Elon Musk on the mic.
100%, 100,000%. He's going after Elon.
I think it's a minus 800. It's the same as his odds he wins.
Elon actually knows the Earth is flat, but he's trying to convince people it's round. And that's why part of the reason.
And he's like, he really doesn't like the chip being put in other people's brains.
But this is Gracie. Are they disrespecting Crone of plus 550?
No,
knowing this is punches Crone. He's aware now he could throw punches.
Did you see he did an interview? I think it was with Mike Heck, maybe it was.
Yeah.
He kind of talked about it a little bit and saying that he had like basically people in his family and like the jiu-jitsu community were like very in his ear and like he basically just listened to them and was like, all right, like I'm only gonna win this fight with the jiu-jitsu. And then he just was like, nah, like why the fuck did I do that? Basically.
What a dope.
So I mean, it really is crazy that this fight's in the main card, but it almost feels like the UFC knows like basically Crone, like you have to fight. Like,
Yeah.
basically, if you like don't get into a fist fight in a war that we're putting you in this fight, like you're gone. I'm like it's just insane that this fight is on the main card.
It is.
After
With like
considering Crone's last fight,
Aljamain on the prelim.
like Jordan, like I really think battle
battle
Randy
fight,
Brown
yeah.
should be like on the main card.
Then we've got
The only thing is like looking at this fight's odds, the props and whatnot. It's under 2.5 plus 190. I kind of agree because like, how does Bryce win? How does Bryce like
he's
wins?
not going to choke out Crone.
Like I mean, inside the distance, I don't think he's going to choke him out.
I think it's going to.
Is he going to knock him out?
I doubt it. Maybe, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. I think decision. Then we've got the heavyweight Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. Volkov plus 295 to Gane minus 375. Is that too heavy for Gane? Like I'm not. Of course, you wouldn't bet that, but like, is Volkov getting tempting there?
It's just I sit back and the first fight was such like a Gane just picked him apart for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
5 rounds. He picked him up for 5 rounds. I just kind of like Volkov has had good performance since then. I thought he had a great performance against Pavlovich. Did exactly what he needed, just jabbed his face off. I just don't know like what he does differently here to win. Like, does he try to grapple? Like, does he try to wrestle?
Yeah.
Like, what does he do to Gane differently that he can a game plan that he can actually implement and win the fight? Because he wants to stand like he was. We just talked about like he was the guy that stayed the outside and jabbed Pavlovich.
Yep.
If he does that, he's gonna lose. Like that's a losing battle in this fight. So I just don't know how it's just a good matchup for Gane.
I really think
Like
so.
he's just faster. He's just faster and hits harder. I just don't know what Volkov changes that he actually can change and win.
Yeah.
I think Gane's a parlay piece.
Yeah. I think Gane is too.
I think he probably wins by decision again. Maybe he catches him, but I just think
You're like, what does Volkov do to win?
I just don't know what he physically can do.
It's not like Gane has cardio issues. He doesn't.
No, not at all.
It
It was 5 rounds last time.
I
Like he
know.
hit him over 5 rounds.
and he's always
I
looked
think
good
he
in
won
5
pretty
rounds.
much 40-55. Maybe one was like 49-46 kind of thing. Like no judge thought he won more than a round. I just don't know how he does it. I don't see the path
I
really.
think like the over 2.5 is kind of safe too.
Mhm.
And then we've got the co-main event, Shavkat versus Garry. We interviewed Garry this week about it. He's a plus 295 underdog in this fight. Shavkat minus
You
375.
have to take Ian Garry.
I was gonna say, did he do enough in the interview to convince you to
I
take
was already there.
Yeah?
It doesn't. I don't really know why. Like Shavkat he's the boogeyman. He's unbelievable. He goes in there, he kills guys. 19 finishes. I mean, it's this. We haven't seen anything like this pretty much ever outside of a handful of fighters. But who he's doing it against, he kind of went not life and death, but he was in a fire fest with Jeff Neal.
Jeff Neal hurt him a few times. That was the only part that it's how you want to view it, where like I think he showed he had a chin.
Yeah.
Because he got rocked. Like he got hit clean on the chin a couple of times by Neal and like stumbled, but didn't even really like chicken dance.
think
it was pretty like in there still.
I think Ian Garry, and specifically with how I don't think Ian Garry's gonna get submitted. He could. That being said, we have seen him hurt
Oliveira
really
in his
bad.
corner, maybe not.
I think Garry can really find a way to like, and it may even be kind of a sneaky bad decision. I think he could even win by.
Garry, you're saying?
Yeah,
I could see that too. It's 5 rounds, right? Or is it 3?
I thought it was 3.
Is it only 3?
I think this is 3.
Let me check. It's 3.
Okay, that makes it it's interesting.
No, it's 5.
Okay, I was
Oh,
I
is.
thought it was because it's a clear like number 1 contender.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Not even a debate.
It's 5.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, where like I think like how does like Shavkat just go in there and like run through him? Because I think he's a much difficult test than like some of the guys he's fought
sorry.
before, like Like, I mean, even just like he's coming off like a Wonder Boy win. Like, that's really the win that got him here, where he choked that Wonder Boy. Like, obviously he's older. You can say there's similarities to him and Garry, but Gary's just like so much younger. I would imagine just physically stronger. I think even bigger and longer too.
He is, and I think Garry, although he is, people call him cringe, and we've done that. People call him, they call him a cuck, they call him everything. He's still pretty damn good. His striking's pretty damn good. Now, the issue with the striking, I will say, if the fight was on the feet against MVP, I think MVP was going to win that fight. But so I understand the line, but I would have put it more minus 250 against minus 250 plus 220 plus 215. That may even been a little bit wide. Anything over plus 200, I'd be on Garry. I think it's a very winnable fight for him.
Yeah.
In a fight that I think you're getting really good odds on, and the hype behind Shavkat, you can even feel it from the public.
Mm-hmm.
People in the office are like, "Oh, Shavkat's fighting this week. He's gonna kill Garry." Like that's it contributing to this line, I believe.
Yeah, I kind of agree with it. Where like I think Garry's gonna do a lot. I think people that like have this thing like, oh, Shavkat's gonna go in there and just like maul him, and I don't think that's the case. I would agree. I think Garry can make this like a close competitive fight. Gary's just a tough guy to get on the inside with.
Yeah.
And we've never seen someone just like grapple it, just like really like take him down like that. Like, I mean, Magny couldn't do it, which I'm not saying Magny Shavkat, but I'm just saying guys he's fought who are like have that kind of like that wrestling, that type of like background. No one's ever really been able to do it to him.
100%.
So there's part of me that's like, is Shavkat just gonna be able to go in there and like, it's just, if he can, like, he's going to win. Because I think he'll just out, like, physical him.
Yeah.
But Gary's, those, like, guys with the long legs, like, big base, they're tough to pick up and hold them down.
And then real quick, the main event, Pantoja versus the debuting Kai Askura. Kai Askura is plus 215. Pantoja minus 265. A lot of unknowns, obviously, with someone going into a new promotion, title fight, first fight. I'm probably going to be on Pantoja.
I like Pantoja. I think the Kai hype is getting a little like, he's lost like 2 of his last like few fights.
I know.
Yeah.
Like with lesser comp, like to me, he fought at 135. He's big. Like, could he land a big shot? Sure. Pantoja's been durable as hell. Pantoja is gonna. He does every fight. I call it zombie mode. There's always like he just has the thing where you almost feel like it looks like he's tiring, but he's never tired, and he pushes pace for 5 rounds. And I think he's going to overwhelm Askura with like his pace, and just I think Askura is, in my opinion, his only path is landing a big shot, and Pantoja is very durable.
And it may be a little bit of a sweat, but I think like Pantoja round 3, round 4, round 5 looks really good.
I like that.
I think Pantoja is a good parlay piece.
Yep.
I also think Pantoja, what he's shown against, even like how he proved himself against Urseg.
Yeah, bigger guy,
like, and Urseg landed some bombs,
elbows too, big shots,
and he just like Pantoja doesn't strike me as a guy who like when he became champion, he's gonna stop training as hard or whatnot. He's a gamer. So I'm with you.
Actually, I'm glad you said that, because even if you watch like the countdown, you feel that from him. Like he's like he just bought this house where like his kids are in the pool playing, and he's sitting there like it with his wife. And obviously everyone kind of goes back to the thing when he won the belt the first time. They're like, look, you proud of me now, Dad?
Yeah.
He just seems like such a good, solid dude, and just a guy like going off with Jackson. Like, agree 100%. He's a guy that like. He's not just like happy to be the champ.
No, he wants to keep winning.
This man wants to keep putting this money on the table for his family. Like he's not, if he loses this fight, it will not be because of lack of like motivation.
And this is the best guy Askura's ever fought.
By far. I think Pantoja makes it look like kind of easy here, to be honest.
Yeah, let's go Pantoja.
I think he dominates.
All right. We'll talk to you after.